holy shit. We are back outside, bro. We haven't been outside in a minute. But, yo, today was insane, bro. Oh, my. Dude, the amount of stuff I got done today. And then, this is the craziest part. So I've always wanted to get into real estate photography, just like as an extra side hustle and stuff like that. And I've always said I want to do it. And so then I was like, all right, let's do it. So last week, I messaged my, the realtor that sold me this property. And she was like, because months ago I sent her my portfolio and she never responded. So I replied. I was like, hey, I did a follow up. Hey, like anything, did you see my portfolio? She's like, yeah, I saw it. I just don't really do listings. I don't do listings. And I was like, oh, okay. So I don't hear from her. And then today I was like, you know what? Let me just go crazy. Let me do what I said I was going to do. I go on Zillow. I find properties because properties that are very expensive tend to have like very nice photos, right? So I'm looking at 300,000 below. Anytime I find a property with like terrible quality photos or photos you could tell someone took on their phone or photos that are just like make the property look grosser, even if the property's already bad, the photos are making it look worse. I found a bunch of properties like that. You scroll down a little bit, it tells you who's the listing agent. I then found that I will go online and find that listing agent's number or number and email. So I emailed like 10 of them, right? With the same prompt, kind of like, yo, this is the situation I'm in. I'll do it for pro bono the first listing because I'm just trying to get my foot in the door. I want to build up my portfolio. I'll literally do the listing for free. If you like my work, we can continue on. And here's my fee. I've done my photography for a while. Here's like some of my portfolio for my street photography, right? And then some of them didn't have an email, so I called them. They didn't answer. I go to get an oil change. Because my dad said go get an oil change. My car wasn't even close to needing an oil change. So then I leave. On the way out, I get a call. I answer the call. This lady's like, oh, did you call this number? Da, da, da. I forgot who I called, right? Because I talked to so many people. I then go back and look at who I called. Oh, I know who I called. It was this realtor. So I call her back. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is the situation I'm in. She's like, her property literally had no photos. Like, it was no photos. And she's like, yeah, that used to be an Airbnb. And the photos just haven't been transferred over to the sales side, but we've gotten a ton of offers already. So don't worry. I was like, oh no, sorry. I'm really just trying to do this for free. Like, I really just want to get my portfolio, my foot in the door and da, da, da. And she was like, well, actually, dude, I got something that you would really like. And it's being renovated right now. It should be done in a couple of months and you can go crazy. You would really enjoy this property. And you can get your foot in the door. And I was like, let's go. So that was hype, right? Wait, it gets crazier. So then I call a realty company, one of the biggest realty companies in my city. And I'm like, the guy answers, hey, I'm like, I got a weird question. Like, here's my situation. I'm just trying to get my foot in the door. What's the best way for me to go about it? And he's like, bro, I love the hustle. What you're doing right now is exactly what you need to do to land gigs. Like, you just hustling, calling people. And he's like, here's the thing. He's like, our company really, does luxury, houses and houses that are above 500,000, right? And he's like, there's 2 or 3 guys that kind of do these high cost houses, but the issue is that for the houses, the reason you're seeing he's like, you should reach out to houses that are being sold for 300,000 or less, 250 or less, because those houses, the reason the realtors are doing them themselves is because the photography guys refuse to do houses that inexpensive. And I was like, wait, so I have a monopoly? He's like, that's what I already did that. That's what I was already doing. He's like, yeah, bro. He's like, exactly. Like, you're already on it. You already know what to do. He's like, here's what I'll do for you. He's like, because I was also like, yo, if you have any properties, I know you said you don't tell, it's kind of cheaper properties, but if you have anything even if it's already photographed, can you just let me photograph it so I can just have a portfolio for myself? Not really, because to you use for the MLS. He's like, well, here's what I do. He's like, we really don't sell properties under 250, but if something comes up, I'm gonna let you know. But I'm gonna take your number down. You send me your portfolio of your street photography, stuff like that. I'm going to send it over to I'm going to introduce you to my junior realtors and they can help you and they'll get you right. And I was so hyped, bro. And then this is where it gets even crazier. I'm sitting on the couch with Julianne. I get a text from my realtor. Hey, I'm just checking in on you. You should really reach out to my realtor, my real estate company. They're doing a showcase and they're really looking for photographers at the moment. Her real estate company is the one that I just called. That I just had called. Bro, the Lord is cooking. And the craziest thing about this whole day was during lunchtime, if you guys watch that video of the self-discipline where I essentially, or the self-sabotage, where I essentially figure out the conclusion of how to overcome self-sabotage by the end of the video, like I just figure it out in real time. I did that today at lunch. I sat down at lunch and I had an open dialogue between myself and the myself that feels like I'm undeserving of success. And I fleshed it out. Just, you know, me, the other person, me, the other person. Well, they're both me, but you know what I mean? Like, it was an open dialogue and I came to like these grand conclusions. I was like, I don't know. And I found out what my fears were surrounding money and like my fears of being successful. And the biggest fear for me was like relatability. Like, there is a relatability in the struggle. There's a relatability in suffering, right? But when you succeed, and yes, you suffer in ways that are non-financially, but financially is the way in which most people suffer in capitalism and in our society, right? Like financial like financial debts, medical debts, like things of this are really what people are stressing people out the most, right? And so like I feel like when I become successful, like it's gonna be very hard for me to like relate, and then like wait, hold on. I felt that like we're in a in a time where like rich people and people that are wealthy are getting like demonized for good reason, bro. A lot of these people are terrible people, right? And so I feel like by getting to a point of success, I no longer become relatable, but I'm a man of the people. And so like the same people that I want to love and protect and be a voice of, and the same people that I want to like be around and like I will no longer be they will no longer relate to me. I will be something that stands out. And then also like I don't want to be the guy that's like constantly just throwing. There's really bad problems in the world, and yeah, you can build infrastructure, but I don't want to be the guy that my first option is always just throw money at it. Like that's such a cop out thing. When it becomes successful, I don't want to just throw my money at problems. I want, there's a way to solve problems without money, like through love and community and things like that. And so that was a big fear that I had. Another fear I had is that money will corrupt me, right, and turn me greedy. But then I realized in my dialogue with myself that anytime I've received more and gotten more money, I've given more. Bro, when I was broke, dude, when I was like terribly broke, I would give my money away, bro. Like there's times when I can't even say what I've done because it's bad things. But like even something like this, like I've now have a good job and stuff like that, and I'm like, Julian, let me take care of everything. I'm so generous. I'm not stingy with my money at all. I'm like the least stingy person. I'll go talk to the homeless. I'll go, Julian, let me go buy you this. Like when we go out to eat with my friends, I want to buy them dinner. Like there's just stuff that I love to do, and it's generosity. It's like so the more I've gotten, the more I've given. And so I was like, I challenged myself, and I was like, so why are you fearful? Like or you know, what is still causing you fear if you see that anytime we've received more, we've given more. We've never received more and then hoarded it and become stingy and kind of that type of thing. And then my other self was like the self that feels unmotivated is like, oh yeah, you're totally right. I am a giver. I've always been a giver, and at all points in my life, I've been a giver. And since God knows I'm a giver, and like, you know, this energy of financial freedom, this energy of money, this energy, it's always been in front of me, but I've denied it every time because I haven't felt like I was worthy of it. It's always been right there in arm's reach, but I've been so scared because if I grab it, then who am I? If I grab it, then I can no longer fall into the safety net that I'm like, this kind of like depressed person. I can't fall into the safety net of like, you know, oh pity me, or like, oh like half-ass, and like there is no more safety. The safety net. I have to like fully embody this ideal of like a successful person. You know what I mean? Like and finally become a man essentially. Um, and so all these fears I just kind of figured out, and then right after that, all this shit happened with it. Like these doors that have always been open in front of me, I just finally walked through them with this photography thing. Like I've been thinking about doing this for like 2 years, and all it took was a couple of phone calls and a couple of emails. But it unfolded at the perfect time. It unfolded when it was supposed to do, you know. And dude, life's beautiful. Life's beautiful. I got the cowboy hat on. No cigar today. I just have the cowboy hat. But I'm about to head in because it's really freaking hot out here. All right, guys, girls, gays, queers, they, them, these are any, all, everyone, anyone. But bless us your Wednesday. Just know anything you want is on the other side of fear, bro. Life is coming from you and not at you. And once you see that and see that the situation you're in is because you're in that situation and because you want essentially party wants to still be in that situation or is attached to that situation, you could change it. We're like the most freaking fluid beings ever created, dude. We can change, we can mold, we can, bend, we can break, we can do whatever. So boys, girls, everybody, let's lock in. Let's lock in. I love you all. Catch you all tomorrow on a beautiful Thursday.